Welcome back to B&B Spoilers, your go-to source for all the jaw-dropping drama unfolding on The Bold and the Beautiful. Today, we're diving into one of the most complex, suspenseful, and emotionally charged storylines in recent history, Carter Walton's shocking betrayal of Ridge and Steffi Forrester. Forrester Creations has seen its fair share of power struggles, unexpected takeovers, and bitter rivalries, but Carter's maneuver may be the most personal betrayal of them all. With the future of the company hanging in the balance, will Carter finally cave under pressure and sign the necessary LLC paperwork to restore Ridge and Steffi's control? Or will a last-minute twist shatter expectations and send this saga spiraling into even deeper turmoil? Let's explore the intricate web of deception, loyalty, redemption, and unexpected alliances that could determine Forrester Creations' fate. Carter's internal struggle, a war between conscience and power. Carter Walton has always been known as a man of principle, a dedicated, hard-working legal expert who, for years, faithfully served the Forresters with undeniable loyalty. But something changed. Was it years of being undervalued and underestimated that led him to take matters into his own hands? Was it the temptation of power, the realization that he had been in the shadows for too long? Or was it simply an impulsive decision made in a moment of opportunity? Whatever the reason, Carter is now the one calling the shots at Forrester Creations, having strategically placed his own name on the LLC paperwork instead of Ridge or Steffi's. It was a seismic shift, one that no one saw coming, least of all Ridge and Steffi, who trusted Carter implicitly. By the time they realized what had happened, it was too late. Carter's name was already inked onto the documents, granting him control of one of the most prestigious fashion empires in the world, and now, the weight of his decision is slowly crushing him. He knows that his actions have placed him in a precarious position. While he currently holds the power, it's not a comfortable throne. The Forresters are furious, and his former allies are rapidly turning against him. More than that, Brooke Logan has been relentless in trying to sway him back to the light, hammering home the idea that he still has a chance to undo the damage before it's too late. Daphne Rose, another key player in this growing web of manipulation, has also been pulling strings behind the scenes, working closely with Steffi to apply pressure on Carter. But is Carter truly remorseful? Or is he merely conflicted, torn between his personal ambition and the ethical dilemma of betraying those who once considered him family? At this moment, Carter stands at a crossroads: redemption or retaliation. An inevitable showdown, the Forrester family strikes back? The Forresters aren't the type to sit back and accept defeat. While Ridge and Steffi may have been blindsided by Carter's maneuver, they are far from powerless. For weeks now, Steffi has been secretly devising a counterattack, consulting with legal experts and exploring every possible loophole to take back what rightfully belongs to her family. If Carter thinks he has the upper hand, he may be in for a rude awakening point. One of the most intriguing possibilities in this storyline is the idea that Justin Barber, formerly Bill Spencer's right-hand man, could step in as a key player. Justin, after all, is a master strategist who has orchestrated some of the most complex corporate takeovers in B&B history. Wouldn't it be far more satisfying if Ridge and Steffi took back their power through sheer strategy and legal brilliance, rather than simply waiting for Carter to have a crisis of conscience? What if Justin uncovered a flaw in the paperwork, a single misstep by Carter that could render his control null and void? Or better yet, what if Ridge and Steffi played Carter's own game against him, setting up a carefully orchestrated trap that forced him into a position where he had no choice but to surrender the company? Such a scenario would add an explosive legal battle to the already drama-filled storyline, turning what could be a predictable surrender into a high-stakes chess match where the most cunning player wins. And let's not forget the possibility that Bill Spencer himself, a man who thrives on corporate chaos, might seize this opportunity to manipulate the situation for his own gain. What if Bill offers to help the Forresters, but in reality, he's using their desperation to secure his own leverage over the company? the possibilities for corporate warfare are endless, making the final outcome of this battle anything but predictable. Love and betrayal. Will Hope Logan become a breaking point? Amidst all this chaos, there's another factor that could completely alter Carter's decision: his romance with Hope Logan. Hope has always been drawn to Carter's stability and loyalty, but now that his name is tangled in deception, how will this impact their relationship? If Carter were to discover that Hope had been indirectly used against him, manipulated as part of Steffi's grand scheme to force his hand, his reaction could be explosive. What if, at the very moment he's about to sign the documents and return control, he finds out the truth? What if he realizes that Steffi planted Daphne to sway his decision, and that Hope's involvement in his life was also a carefully orchestrated move? Would Carter double down out of anger and refuse to sign? Would he take revenge on those who toyed with his emotions, ensuring that Forrester Creations stays in his hands permanently? Or would Hope herself become the key to his redemption, the person who convinces him to let go of his grudge and do the right thing? These are the game-changing moments that could shape Carter's fate and determine the future of Forrester Creations. Final predictions: what lies ahead? Right now, Carter holds all the power, but power in the bold and the beautiful is never permanent. Will he sign the LLC paperwork and walk away from the empire he seized, or will a last-minute betrayal, hidden clause, or unexpected romance alter the trajectory of this storyline entirely? One thing is certain: this corporate war is far from over. Next, we're diving deep into some of the most romantic, dramatic, and heartbreaking moments that have graced The Bold and the Beautiful in recent months. From unexpected reunions to fateful kisses and shocking betrayals, these moments defined love and heartbreak on this show. As we take a walk down memory lane, let's start in Rome, where a whirlwind of passion and betrayal unfolded, before working our way through some of the most jaw-dropping romantic twists. So, grab a glass of wine, settle in, and let's relive the romance, one moment at a time. A kiss that changed everything, the Thope moment in Rome. There's something about Rome that brings out the most passionate and fateful moments in life. The Eternal City became the backdrop for one of the most defining kisses in B&B history, one that shook Hope Logan's marriage and redefined her future. Hope had been at a crossroads for quite some time. Her marriage to Liam Spencer was crumbling, but she had spent years trying to convince herself that she was still in love with him. Deep down, however, she was drawn to Thomas Forrester in ways she could no longer deny. And then, it happened. On a bright, sun-kissed day in Rome, Hope gave in to her desires and kissed Thomas, not out of impulse, not out of confusion, but because she wanted to. It was a turning point, a moment of clarity wrapped in romance. But this wasn't just any kiss. Liam saw everything. As Liam wandered the streets of Rome, hoping to reconcile with Hope, he stumbled upon a scene that shattered his world. Hope and Thomas were completely lost in each other, oblivious to Liam standing there, watching his marriage fall apart in real time. For the rest of the day, Hope and Thomas indulged in their newfound connection, strolling through the city, sharing an intimate cafe date, basking in the glow of their forbidden love. Meanwhile, Liam's heart broke into pieces. For a fleeting moment, it seemed like Thope might finally have their chance, but as we all know, love in B&B is never that simple. A love that defied death: Steffi and Finn's reunion in Monaco. From Rome, we travel to another breathtaking European destination, Monaco, where one of B&B's most iconic love stories reached its emotional peak. For months, Steffi Forrester had been trapped in unimaginable grief. She believed her husband, Dr. John Finnegan, was gone forever. She had mourned him, said her goodbyes, and tried to move forward for the sake of their family. But the truth was far more shocking: Finn was alive. While the audience had been given a glimmer of hope that Finn would return, Steffi had no idea. As she walked through the romantic streets of Monaco, dressed in an elegant black lace dress, she was haunted by memories of the man she had lost. And then, in the most soap-worthy, breathtaking twist, Finn appeared. Against all odds, Finn had summoned every ounce of strength to make his way back to Steffi. He boarded a private jet, fueled by nothing but love and sheer determination, racing against time to find his wife. It was as if the universe itself conspired to reunite them. Some say a church bell in Monaco rang at the exact moment Finn spotted Steffi, a poetic symbol that their love had transcended even death itself. Their reunion was one of the most passionate and emotional moments in B&B history. It felt like nothing could ever tear them apart again. But, as always, love is never safe in this world. Rumors are swirling that a shocking paternity twist could shake their marriage to its core. Could it be true that Luna is actually Finn's daughter? If so, how will Steffi handle yet another devastating betrayal? For now, though, their reunion in Monaco remains one of the greatest love stories ever told on The Bold and the Beautiful. A matchmaker's move, Carter's role in reuniting Bridge. While Finn and Steffi had their fairy tale moment in Monaco, another legendary couple found themselves drawn back to one another in an unexpected way. This time, thanks to Carter Walton. At the time, Carter was not just Ridge Forrester's trusted confidant, he was his best friend and ultimate wingman. During Forrester Creations' grand fashion celebration in Rome, Carter saw an opportunity. He had always believed that Ridge and Brooke Logan were meant to be, and he wasn't about to let fate pass them by. So, in a moment of pure genius, Carter gave Ridge a nudge, literally. He encouraged Ridge to look through a keyhole, where a vision of Brooke standing alone in the sunlight, wearing a delicate floral dress, awaited him, and that was all it took. Ridge was spellbound. That single, fleeting moment reminded him of everything they had once been. Brooke was his destiny, his soulmate, and he wouldn't let her go again. What followed was one of the most exhilarating, heartwarming sequences in B&B history. Ridge embarked on a wild goose chase through the streets of Rome, desperate to find Brooke and make things right. When he finally reached her, their reunion was electric. For fans of Bridge, it was a dream come true, a long-awaited moment that proved, no matter how many obstacles life threw at them, Brooke and Ridge were always meant to be. Of course, like all things in B&B, their happiness didn't last long. Their reunion was soon tested by secrets, betrayals, and unexpected drama. But for that one moment in Rome, they had everything they had ever wanted. What comes next? Love, betrayal, and the future of these couples. Valentine's Day might be all about love, but in The Bold and the Beautiful, love is never safe from betrayal, heartbreak, and shocking revelations. Will Hope and Thomas find their way back to each other, or is Thope truly over for good? Will Steffi and Finn survive the storm if Luna's paternity becomes a scandal that shatters their marriage? Is there still hope for Brooke and Ridge, or will their latest reunion prove to be yet another fleeting chapter in their complicated history? As we move forward, B&B promises even more shocking twists, heartfelt reunions, and romantic turmoil that will keep us all on the edge of our seats. Next, we're diving into one of the most heart-wrenching, dramatic, and pivotal moments in Carter Walton's journey. A man who once stood at the top, celebrated for his sharp mind and unwavering ambition, now finds himself teetering on the edge of ruin, both professionally and personally. Carter Walton has always been a man of honor, a loyal confidant, and a brilliant legal mind. But as his ambition overtook his better judgment, he made decisions that changed his fate forever. Now, standing in the wreckage of his once golden career and shattered relationship, Carter faces the ultimate choice: fight to maintain his power or relinquish control before it destroys him completely. As we unravel the chain of events that led to this stunning downfall, let's start where it all fell apart, when Ridge Forrester entered the office and uttered the words that now haunt Carter's every thought. "Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Carter." The aftermath of betrayal, Carter's loneliness at the top. With Hope Logan's rejection fresh in his mind and the sting of losing everything he fought for, Carter found himself in absolute isolation. It should have been a moment of pure triumph. After all, Forrester Creations was riding high on the success of Elektra and Ivy's dazzling new jewelry line. The numbers were in, and they were nothing short of spectacular. Katie Logan had gathered the Forrester team for a grand celebration, reveling in the soaring success of their latest collection. Even Elektra was there, celebrating not just her professional win but also her personal happiness, hand in hand with her new love, Will. It was a night for joy, romance, and success, yet Carter Walton felt none of it, because while everyone else was looking toward the future, Carter was trapped in the wreckage of his past choices. The Valentine's Day that marked the end of Carpe. As the evening continued, Valentine's Day was in the air, a day meant for love, commitment, and heartfelt confessions. Carter, despite his troubled conscience, had prepared a special gift for Hope, a stunning red heart-shaped pendant, symbolizing his devotion to her. But first, he had unfinished business to settle. With a rare moment of vulnerability, Carter chose honesty over pride. He admitted to Hope that despite his seizing control of Forrester Creations, he couldn't shake the guilt. It wasn't just about the business, it was about the people he hurt in the process. He knew that Ridge and Steffi were the true legacy of Forrester, and deep down, he felt like he had taken something that was never his to hold. Hope, always pragmatic, refused to see his actions as a mistake. She stood firm in her belief that what Carter did was necessary, even heroic. He hadn't stolen Forrester Creations, he had saved it. Yet, Carter's guilt ran deeper than Hope had realized. When he suggested that they apologize to Ridge and Steffi, Hope's demeanor shifted entirely. This wasn't what she wanted. She had spent too long defending Carter, believing in his vision, and standing by his choices. If he was now backtracking, if he was questioning himself, then what was it all for? For the first time, Hope second-guessed everything. Her voice grew cold, her expression unreadable. And then, she did the one thing Carter never expected, she walked out on him. She left without another word, leaving the Valentine's Day gift untouched on the desk between them. A symbol of love, shattered in rage. In the deafening silence that followed, Carter stared at the gift he had planned to give Hope. A red heart necklace, so symbolic, so perfect, so utterly meaningless now. And then, in an eruption of frustration and heartache, Carter smashed the necklace onto the desk. The delicate gemstone shattered, pieces scattering like the remnants of his broken dreams. His hand, caught in the wreckage, was left a bloody mess, the crimson blending with the shards of the pendant, a poetic representation of everything he had lost. For the first time, Carter realized the full weight of his choices, not just the business, not just the betrayal, but the personal cost. He had lost Hope, his ambition, and perhaps even himself. And then, like a ghost in the night, Ridge Forrester stepped into the office. Did he hear the fight? Had he been listening all along? Ridge didn't need to say much. He simply looked at Carter, the man who had taken everything from him, yet now stood broken and defeated, and uttered the words that would echo in Carter's mind forever. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Carter. What happens now? Carter's uncertain future. Carter Walton is at a crossroads. The glory of power has turned into an unbearable burden. The love he fought for has slipped through his fingers. And now, the Forresters stand poised to reclaim what was always theirs. So, what will Carter do? Will he finally surrender the company, accepting that his conquest was a mistake from the start? Will he dig in his heels and refuse to let go, desperately clinging to the one thing he has left? Will Hope come back, or has their love story reached its bitter, permanent end? One thing is certain, Carter Walton's reign has come at a cost he never expected. And as the dust settles, he must decide if he will fight for redemption, or let the weight of his crown destroy him completely.